Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
BIO stands for Black African Infrastructure Organization, and we are looking for a separate territory, an independent nation off the shores of America on the continent of Africa. Yes, we are, but we are not a, quote, back to Africa group, because to me, the whole idea of the modern-day back to Africa group is misguided. It's not taking into account all that needs to be done to have a decent quality of life. BIO, we're talking about a modern industrial nation on the continent of Africa, the best place that you can put it, because quite frankly, Africa is the most minerally rich, you know what I'm saying, it's the most isolated place that you could put it. It's incredibly defensible. There's many reasons why you would want to put it there, other than, so people look at us and they think that we are romanticizing, and that's because the Kemetic people, and a lot of the Kemetic people, not all, but a lot of the Kemetic people have pretty much muddled the waters as to what we talk about. But we in the Black African Infrastructure Organization, we do what we do, and we talk about what we talk about because we want to, listen, brothers and sisters, you're used to living in the modern nation here in America. You do not want to go someplace else and live in some place where you don't have running water, where you don't have electricity, where you don't have sewage and stuff like that. None of us want to do that. And I don't give a damn what the Black Back to Africa movement says. They don't want that neither. They don't want that neither. And so therefore, when people say, why haven't you guys done it yet? To me, I'm not going to insult you for saying that. I'm not, because I have done that in the past, and I apologize for that. But what I will say is very simple. It's going to take hundreds of us to do that, brothers and sisters. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? It's going to take hundreds of us to do that. And that's why, just like in the Matrix, and I think I'm going to have to play that clip every once in a while, Matrix 3, which is Matrix Revolutions, where he tries to tell this young boy that you cannot, you can't put on the suit and fight against the machines. He goes, the machines don't give a damn if you're a child or not. They want all of us dead. And what we're saying to you is that we don't give a damn who you are, what you are, as long as you're black and you want an independent nation on the continent of our ancestors, and you have some skill and you are dedicated your skill and your life to a independent nation, then we need you. And so therefore, brothers and sisters, back to this Boko Haram thing. I would read some of this article. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that. It goes like this. At the core of the problem is Boko Haram's obsessive focus on destroying schools, according to von Wudenberg. It's dire, there's no question, she said. What we've progressively seen over the years is that Boko Haram has become much more vicious and much more brutal in its attacks on education. It has really become the fault line of the conflict. The focus on education is not entirely surprising. In Hausa, the dominant language of northern Nigeria, Boko Haram roughly translates into Western education is forbidden. I think I got to say that again. The focus on education is not entirely surprising. In Hausa, the dominant language of northern Nigeria, Boko Haram roughly translates into Western education is forbidden. It's estimated that up to 1 million children in northeastern Nigeria are currently out of school. But early on, when Boko Haram started to ramp up attacks on civilians in 2009, fighters usually destroyed schools at night when they were empty, according to the research from Human Rights Watch. That evolved, though. It has all became far more targeted, Van Wudenberg said. They started going after teachers of un-Islamic subjects. There are instances of militants hunting certain teachers by name and gunning them down in front of students. Then they are killing students, too. See, now, let me say this before because I know what's running through your head and what you will type in the chat room on Facebook or whatever. This is absolutely, positively un-Islamic. So it may be a group that uses Islam, but that is absolutely, totally un-Islamic, and it's inhumane. It's animal. But let me, of the major atrocity, let me make 2 points on this, and then we're gonna kirk out, I think, before I take the caller from the 646. First of all, if you're a black person in America, right, and you're looking at Boko Haram and you're saying that's horrible, I have a friend, she's a beautiful sister, and she's a poet, and she did a beautiful poem called, Black Girls Rock and Black Girls Matter, and she talked about Boko Haram and saying that they're after Christians and this, that, and the next thing. Let me just say this to you, brothers and sisters, okay? The first Boko Haram to come after black people was the white man that came to your country, Africa. If you are outraged or horrified at this particular attack on you, which you should be, then you should be outraged and horrified of it being done on a grander scale hundreds of years ago. And the fallout and the backlash and the fact that we as a people still can't get ourselves together and that we are genetically traumatized by that act of terrorism. And let's be very honest, we could not have education. We could not even read for 100 years in this country. So the first attack was on you and I in America. And now we have to, quote unquote, catch up, like people say. So that's number one. Number two, and more importantly, and a lot more personal, is this. There's two things I see in here that's reprehensible that could be duplicated in the conscious and nationalist movement. Number one, attack on education. Number two, attack on young girls. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. Although we don't have people burning people alive, although we don't have people shooting people down in front of students, although this kind of happens today in a sort of a verbal form, we have people today that attack women, and we have people today that try to deny women education, rights, and quality of life. And when you speak up for that, and you take a nuanced and principled approach to speaking up for that, you're called anything from a simp, from a vagina poet, and various other things that I keep hearing. But my thing is very simple. If you are on social media constantly sharing memes and pictures and things like that about how men are being, the wool is being pulled over our eyes and we're being dominated by women and stuff like that, I got to ask you a question. What is you afraid of? Are you being dominated by women? Is women education intimidating you? And are you the one who's denying them of their rights? And why am I saying all of this, sisters? I'm saying all of this to say to you this. What I'm saying is that when you come into the BAIO, which is the Black African Infrastructure Organization, we are looking for women. We are the exact opposite of many conscious groups. We are looking for black women. We are looking to put black women in positions. We are looking to give black women a voice. We are looking for black women to take charge of platforms. We have constantly sent out various emails, various Facebook posts, social media posts, begging sisters to come and have their own show, begging sisters to come into administration. If you're a sister out there and you say, well, I'm not coming back because I don't like this, or I'm not coming back because I don't like that, sister, listen, you got to look at the mission, sweetheart. You got to look at the mission. There's things that go on that I don't like every single day, but I have to look at the mission. And quite frankly, if I was in Nigeria and there was a Boko Haram there and I was a teacher, it may sound like I'm brave because I'm sitting here in America, but I would have to go down with this ship. I would have to continue teaching. I would have to continue trying to educate young women because what the hell else choice do I have? What the hell else choice do I have? And so what I'm saying to you sisters out there who may look at BAIO and you may say things like, I don't want to come in because of this and I don't want to come in because of that. Listen, do you want your own territory land? Do you want it to be off the continent of America, off the shores of America, on the continent of your ancestors? Do you, in fact, want nationhood? And if you want all three of those things, I am asking you, is it worth it for you to sit on the sidelines and say you don't want to come around because of this one or because of that one? Is it worth it for you to sit on the sidelines and not participate and take a leadership role in BAIO? Is it worth it for you to sit on the sidelines with your thumb in your mouth instead of coming to help us because we need you and we need feminine energy? I don't give a damn about a Boko Haram. I don't give a damn about their cause, their people, and I hope and pray that they're exterminated to the last person. Period. And I don't believe in torture because I'm a Muslim, but there's some people that I know that do. But either way, what I'm saying to you is this. If you think that BAIO carries some principles of Boko Haram, you are out of your mind. We are begging for sisters to take platforms and take responsibility in BAIO. And a lot of you are not putting your money where your mouth is. You're not putting your money where your mouth is. And what we're saying to you is that the platform is open and the platform is yours. Why won't you take it? Because we're looking for you. And every time I turn around, there's one of you who say that you want to do something, but you cancel, you reschedule, or you just out and out, don't commit. So my heart goes out and I grieve for what's going on in Nigeria with Boko Haram. And again, I pray to Allah that every last one of these bastards are exterminated with extreme prejudice. But what I'm saying to you, sisters, quite frankly, and at the end of the day, is that if you want to help us, I'm asking you, just show up.